Nebraska has been incredibly aggressive in the transfer portal. However, there is one position of need that the Huskers haven't touched. It's time to have a real conversation about the running back room. What is Matt Rhule's strategy there? What does this mean for spring ball? What are some of my concerns? And then I'm going to answer the question, will Nebraska end up taking a transfer, or are they going to leave it be? So really quick, we have a big discussion ahead of us. Hit that like button if you're fired up. Also, if you're a diehard Nebraska fan, you're unsubscribed, you know the drill. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm the only channel, Husker YouTube, that's committed to posting daily Husker football content, portal updates, recruiting updates, whatever you want. I got you covered. So please join the best family here on Husker YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. You will be thanking yourself that you did. But without further ado, let's get into it, talking about Nebraska's running back room going into 2025. And it's been the big topic recently. Why haven't the Huskers took a running back in this transfer portal class? It's not that they haven't took one. It's that they haven't even pursued a running back. They never offered a running back. They never had one on a visit. They didn't think twice about ever getting a running back. They seem complacent with keeping this room as it is going into the spring. Again, you basically have Emmett Johnson, who is your starting running back. You feel okay about that, but the depth there is very questionable. Quentin Ives, we've already talked about, 6 carries in 2 years. We're waiting on this breakout. We've never seen it happen. Mekhi Nelson, who might be a good player. We just haven't seen him. He's a wild card. And you have 2 true freshmen there. Objectively, if we are comparing this room to other Big Ten teams, to other college football teams, it is one of the worst running back rooms in the country. And I don't say that, trying to throw a shot at this team. Objectively, from an experience standpoint, from a talent standpoint, it just lacks a lot right now. And you're asking a lot of these young players who haven't produced yet to really step up for Nebraska. So it begs the question, if Nebraska's been so aggressive and they've been facilitating competition at every other position, why haven't they done it with the running backs? Now, I think there's 2 answers for this. The reason, number one, they haven't been attacking the running back room is because of E.J. Barthel. E.J. Barthel is not a new positional coach. You look at the rooms that we've attacked the most: wide receivers, D-line, defensive backs. All of those positions have a new positional coach. For that reason, they don't know anybody in that room, and those guys want to bring in their own players to come in there and compete. They're going to have an open competition all throughout the spring. E.J. Barthel has been here with the Matt Rhule regime. He's not a new coach, so he knows what he has. He doesn't need to bring in new guys. Now, that isn't necessarily the best trait. I think you should always facilitate competition, especially with how competitive this spring is going to be, like we talked about in my Sunday video. But I think the strategy here for Nebraska, actually, I know the strategy for Nebraska is that they're going to give every single one of these running backs an opportunity. Okay, Quinn Ives is going to get his opportunity this spring. He's going to get one's reps. Mekhi Nelson is going to get his opportunity. You better believe that Jamario Parker, 4-star running back, is going to get his chance along with Connor Booth. Okay, but that does not mean that the Huskers are not going to take a running back transfer in the summer. I believe what's going to happen, they're going to have a blank canvas going into the spring. They're going to let these guys compete. They're going to find out that Emmett Johnson, the running back, won. But they're going to find out that these guys just aren't ready for Big Ten football. The depth isn't as good as they thought it was going to be. And they're going to go ahead and take a running back in the spring. Now, there's going to be a lot of cuts that happen in the spring. There's going to be a lot of movement that happens in the spring. Usually the transfer portal doesn't really pop off in the summer. Okay, there's a little bit of an opening. It's for a week. Usually it's not that competitive, right? There's a couple guys who enter, but it's not like the winter. It's going to be different this year because there's going to be cuts that are made. There's going to be a lot of roster movement. So it's a very real possibility that it's just as, I should say, just as deep as what it was this winter. There's going to be a lot of quality running backs who enter the portal. So I said all that to say this. Nebraska's strategy is they're going to give these running backs an opportunity. E.J. Barthel is going to, see what his guy Quinn Ives got to show. Mekhi Nelson, what he got to show. And if he is not playing up to snuff, which is I expect probably to happen, they're going to go ahead and take a running back in the summer. So that's what is happening with this running back room. Again, I wish they took a running back in the winter. I think that would have been the more optimal solution, just to have them compete with the other guys. But he's going to give Quinn Ives an absolute real opportunity. Cool. Let's see if Quinn Ives takes it. I think more likely than not what's going to happen is we're going to take a running back in the summer, a power back, a guy who adds physicality to this room. That's what we lack right now. Emmett Johnson's a good third down running back. Of course, he's shifty, he's fast, he can make plays, but he's not an every down back. He's not a guy that you really feel confident on the goal line with. You don't have a Dante Dowdell, a bruiser running back that a lot of these programs do. I'm watching the college football playoff, right? And something that almost every single one of these teams have, they have a go-to running back at the goal line. A guy who, again, who's just big, bruiser. Nebraska doesn't have that. They don't have a Cam Scatabo. They don't have a Ashton Jeanty. They don't have a Travion Henderson. That's what they really, really lack. And I don't know why, but we just haven't had a really good running back room in a very long time. A Matt Rhule stapled offense needs a quality running back. And you have Edmund Johnson who's quality, but again, he's not a guy who's going to get you 30 carries a game. That's just not college football nowadays. There's very rarely running backs give you 30 carries a game. You need to have a running back by committee. And we need a Dante Dowdle 2.0, likely with a higher ceiling. We'll see what happens. But I saw that to say this. Nebraska's strategy in the transfer portal is this. When it comes to the running backs, they're going to have competition throughout the spring, and they're going to take one in the summer, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts down below about Nebraska and the running backs. Do you have any concerns? Are you feeling good about it? Let me know in the comment section. Absolutely want to hear what you have to say. Guys, once again, hit the like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go Big Red, go Rhule. See you in the next one.